which might not be as drama filled, so there might not be as many people that want to watch it, because I've pretty much cooled down from all that shit, and I'm mostly just focusing on what's going to happen next, because I'm in the dock. I'm in the dock right here at my last stop down south of Austin, Texas. I'm about 3 hours away from the house. Well, the time keeps going up as it gets closer and closer to people going to work. So roughly about 3.5 hours it's going to take me to get to Houston from here, which sucks. Yeah, but the load paid okay for it being only 700 miles. I think it was about $2,000 for 700 miles, so it's good. You know, try to set me up a little bit while I'm on my ass waiting to hear back from some of these places. I did my interview yesterday. It felt like it went pretty well. It's a job that is going to be not a lot of, there's going to be a lot of local jobs that require you to be very physical, full touch freight style, something that I'm afraid I may not be able to record like I do whenever I'm driving OTR. I don't really do much when I do OTR. There's a whole different, it's a whole different world. So somebody had asked a question, and I think my last video is saying, man, I'm scared you're gonna stop making videos. And I thought about it, and I was like, I mean, I'm still a trucker, but I'm not OTR anymore. What would my videos be about? You know, usually I'd share my opinions or what to look out for, or comparison videos on the company I'm working for, but from henceforth, I'm not going to be sharing that information anymore, just because there are people out there that literally are trying to get me. If it wasn't evident from the last couple videos I had, I'm human. I make mistakes. I have my way of thinking. It opened up, if anything, hopefully a discussion for some kind of amicable debate, not somebody sitting there just talking straight shit, you know. And I'm not saying anybody did. There's a lot of good advice in there. I know a lot of things that could have happened worse, a lot of things that I got lucky on. Yeah, sure, I get that, and I understand, and I'm glad that it's being shared not to do that kind of shit, which it should have been common sense, right? So people make dumb choices when they're not in their right state of mind, right? I can make excuses all fucking day, but if you're not in the right state of mind, you're gonna make stupid choices, and that is on you. You have time to reflect on them if you do get in trouble, or you treat it as if you just got hit by a car and your fucking heart stopped for a second. You're like, oh shit, I almost fucking died just now. Holy shit. And then for, you know, the rest of the day you're extra careful, but then you just get right back into your same fucking routine and you keep living life, you know. Only certain people will take that to heart and live by that. Now, in this particular situation, I'm in the same kind of boat, just not life-threatening situations. It's more along the lines of I'm trading in a good amount of money for a more stable amount of money. No truck payments, insurance, you know, I'm doing all these things that I need to do. And not that I need approval from anybody, you know. I know what the hell I'm doing. I literally started this channel to document my journey and to try to help people along the way. And I've helped quite a bit of people, and I'm proud of that. Even if I had only helped one person, if my channel had been about helping people, then it would have been worth it. If I would have only had 20 or 30 subs right now, it would have been worth it. I'm not going anywhere. I'll find a way to do something. Trucker Dude's wife and I have been talking about starting a channel with the twins. That's something she's gonna manage. I've been trying to talk her ass into starting a YouTube channel with the twin life thing forever. And now that I'm home, it'll be easier for her to do it because I know how to edit videos. I'll have time to edit videos now. They won't be just straight up these. I'm even thinking that potentially, depending on which route my channel takes, it's still gonna be trucking related. I'll have a lot more editing involved. I'll have a lot more time, and I'll have an office to work out of. I won't have to sit in the truck. I won't be begging to sleep some days and try to put a video out other days. You know, it'll be like structured. There'll be some shit to talk about. We'll see. I mean, there's still quite a bit of things that I'd like to talk about in regards to Prime, Stevens, how I feel some of the things could be great. Prime's good. Prime's a good company. They're a good company, and that is bottom line because of how much you get paid. You come in from another company like Stevens, ones where they treat you like children, no matter how old you are. There was guys in my class that were in their upper 60s, and they were getting treated the same as some of the 21-year-olds out there. Like, they literally treat you like a kid. But I mean, I don't know, maybe I get it. They got to deal with people that are not listening all day, and they're constantly yelling. They're just grumpy old men out there teaching people how to drive trucks, or teaching them how to pass the test. They're glorified PSD trainers. They want to think they're alphas, but they're actually betas, and that's where they lose their respect. And they're like, yeah, I used to haul military loads for $25 a mile. yeah. I drove through 3 feet of snow with no chains on in the year 68. You know, like, they're always out there fucking bullshitting their way through life. They feel like top dogs over this sea of yellow jacketed, reflective vest wearing noobs that have never even touched a steering wheel before. You know, they know exactly what to tell you. This is at Stevens. They know exactly what to tell you to make you wonder and like appreciate when you finally get to that point. Everybody feels so beat down in class that when you make it into that driver's lounge, which is fucking shit, it's absolute shit. It's loud. There's nobody. Oh, it's just horrible. It's horrible. Okay. You're like, oh my god, I made it, and you have this sense of pride. So they're smart in that regard, where they really make you feel like this is where you want to be. And then you get there and you're like, yeah, check it out, trainees, look where I'm going. And you open up that door and you walk in there and you come out and you're like, in your head, you're like, that was not as great as I thought it was going to be. And the trainers are like, whoa, dude, I wonder what's in there. I bet you there's like fucking multiple floors underground and there's like a fucking pool table. No, there's none of that shit in there, man. It's not. You go in there when you are waiting on a truck, you're going to learn to hate that fucking place. Or waiting on the shuttle. Or you're trying to eat your food truck food standing up out of your styrofoam plate, hope that your fork doesn't break through the bottom and you lose half your fucking food. You know, like, that's what you're worried about. Not that this is, I mean, I could go on all day about comparing those things, and that'll probably be all I have to go on until I get something settled. I had my interview yesterday. It went well. Do your research, guys. You really want to start working at a place, you know, like, watch videos about try to find their official videos. Sometimes the recruiters will have their videos on, like, what your life is going to be like whenever you start working here, what your day starts at, what time you usually get home, what you're going to be doing when you're at work, how much weight you're going to be moving around, you know, things like this. And it's all in about a span of a 10-minute video. You watch that video a couple times if you don't have a decent time retaining information. And when that recruiter calls you, or like some manager calls you to do an interview with you over anything, Skype, Teams, I doubt Chatterbait, but I'm just saying, like, whatever they have business-wise that will give you that interview, and you start spouting off what you know about the company, what your day is going to be like, how much product they move within a day throughout the whole fleet, where your customers might be at, you know, like, I don't know if they're going to specifically say that in some of your some of the videos online, but the guy, when I had started rattling off everything I knew about their company, he's like, wow, you did your research. I was like, well, yes, sir. I'm serious about trying to find local work, and obviously I'm not overweight, and I got dwindling muscle mass, you know. But once I get home, I'm gonna, like, really start kicking it up. But I've been trying to do, like, regular calisthenics in the truck, getting out of the truck, walking around, doing a little light jog. Granted, if there's a shower nearby, I can do something a little more intense. But since I'm out of baby wipes and there was no shower in the last couple places I've stopped, I haven't really gone all out. But once I'm home and I can shower every day, then obviously I'm going to have to start getting into more shape, because these local jobs aren't going to be like OTR. You're going to have to do some manual labor. Quite frankly, you're probably going to have to do a shitload of manual labor. What you used to drive is these trucks where you don't get out at all. You literally get out to go turn your paperwork in, and some people don't even like doing that shit. This is, you're up and ready to work at, like, anywhere from midnight to 5 in the morning to pick up a preloaded truck, drive it around whatever city you live in, delivering food and products to different stores and I don't even know exactly. They have their own like niche depending on which company you work for. There's a couple in Houston that do that same thing, you know. I'm trying to find one that fits my schedule where I'm not working at night. I'd like to be home and be. I've got a lot of things that I'd want to happen, but in a situation like mine where I'm literally, I don't have time to fuck around. I have to literally get my shit in order, get this truck dropped off, get out from under it, and then I'll be able to dedicate whatever time I need to go in and do interviews. Granted, a lot of these places, they have the Zoom meetings and stuff now because of COVID, so I love that. I don't have to drive 3 hours or 2 hours throughout the day just to go get an interview, waste my fuel just to get denied. If, say, for instance, in the previous time when I was in IT and I didn't meet their qualifications, or they had already filled the position, but they still wanted to interview people. Like, that's fuel on my dime. That's time that I'm wasting. People need to get back to work, man. It's COVID. People need to be getting back to work. If I'm qualified, you know, am I more qualified than the last person or whatever? Now, a lot of these companies will want to do the Zoom call with the camera because they want to see it. Is your body in the shape it needs to be to show me that you are at least able to do this kind of work, which is, it can be very strenuous, it can be very back-breaking, it can be all these things. So they want to make sure they ain't calling some 900-pound dude that's breathing heavy because he touched receive call on his phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't plan on ever sharing who I'm working for because it doesn't matter at this point. I don't even know if I'm going to be talking about what kind of work I do. I might bitch about how hard my day was. I might show y'all the progress of like how jacked I'm getting because I'm constantly moving more. I'd be moving more weight than an NFL player in their week of training. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be like focusing on specific muscle groups. It'd mostly be a full body workout for about 10 to 12 hours a day. And my breaks would be driving the truck from customer to customer. So, as far as my YouTube channel, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I definitely don't want to take all these people that have been watching my journey as a truck driver and start fucking playing video games. I don't want to do that shit anyways, man. I don't want to make something I enjoy as a hobby turn into a job. Like, you stream or you do something like that while you're trying to play video games and you're literally trying to entertain the audience. You're not really focusing on playing the game. And I like to play the games to enjoy them. All right, I just bought Dying Light 2. I've already beat that shit. Like, but I had a lot of extra time on my hands where I ain't been doing nothing else, and I still was able to find time to put in applications at like 10 different places. So, yeah. Well, here we go. 13 fucking minutes. I'm just dragging this shit out. I'm going to sit here and wait for my truck to get unloaded. They're not off to a good start right now. I've been docked. I've been one of the first people. I've been here for 50 minutes now, waiting for my light to turn red, and then they gotta call me to come get the paperwork. But pretty soon, I ain't gonna be sitting behind this wheel no more, and I'm not gonna have, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself whenever I don't have a truck to come back to. It's gonna be something different. It's gonna be a weird feeling. And to know that I can't just get back on the truck and start going making money again. Like, I literally gotta watch what I'm spending now because I'm not gonna be making this kind of money after this week. After I turn this trip in today, that's the end of the week. Baby's doctor's appointment was moved to Thursday, and I plan on getting the load back to Springfield on Friday, which would probably have me turning the truck in on Sunday, unless a load doesn't even deliver until Monday, and I have to sit on my ass. Then I'm staying an extra day at the house. I would love, my perfect scenario, get me a load that drops off at the Springfield yard. I get my flight scheduled so I know I'm going to be at the yard at this time. I get an Uber, or hopefully the shuttle will take me to the airport. And right there, after I get done with that shit, and then I get to the airport an hour or two before my flight is supposed to leave, and I fly home, and I'm home in however long it takes. I'd say maybe 2 hours, an hour or two. I think it's an hour flight, maybe 2 hour flight to Iowa. looked up flights to go see my pop, but I never was able to afford to buy them before I started truck driving. And then when I started truck driving, I thought I was going to be able to go visit him more often, but anyways, I'm rambling at this point. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. Remember, gents and ladies, love it, fucking ready to take care. I'll see y'all another time. Ow. Fucking Jesus.